Hello, welcome to Level Change channel. My name is Claudio Fonseca. I'm a real world 777 pilot. Today we are going to talk about ATC clearance. This is another procedure that happens between the pre-flight procedure and the before start procedure, and this is one more time not specified by Boeing because you have to follow local procedures to request your ATC clearance. But I can summarize the procedure in a document and also explain to you what you have to check and how you deal with the ATC clearance itself. As usual, you can download this document through the video description. So when we talk about ATC clearance, I tell you that usually the first officer is going to obtain this ATC clearance, and this can be via voice or can be via data link. So the FO needs to read back if it is by voice or accept the clearance if the clearance is coming via data link. And then both pilots, they need to check that ATC clearance. So first you obtain and then you check your ATC clearance. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to later on, once you are checking your ATC clearance, you need to modify your MCP and the FMC to comply with the instruction, as well your radius, and the radius include whatever you have on the FMC and also your transponder. Okay, so let's go to our sim, but before we go to our sim, let's actually think about the clearance, and let's assume that you got this clearance from ATC. In this case, Varg 1986 clear to Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot, flight plan route, runway 10 left, AMVU 4 Alpha departure, Nuxel transition, squawk 4523, departure frequency 120.45. So we want to check all of these into our airplane. Okay, so let's go, and we are going to do a procedure that both pilots are going to perform together, each pilot on its area of responsibility. Okay, so the beginning of the procedure was telling us that let's go to our FMC, we go on the route and we make sure that we have the correct flight number, Varg 1986. We are clear to our destination, Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. Flight plan route, we already checked the flight plan route, there is no change to our route. Then they mention runway 10 left, here it is, runway 10 left. Then you go to the next page and they mention also AMVU 4 Alpha departure, Nuxel transition. So you want to make sure everything is on your FMC. Let's say you had a different departure or you have a different route, you have to perform the modifications right now, so your FMC will agree with your departure clearance. And then they also mention, and this is something that the FO will come and check here, the squawk as 4. So we are going to put here 4523. So this is our squawk code. The last step is the departure frequency, which was 120.45. This is something that the pilots can write somewhere, but you also can use the third radio, the center radio here, as a memory device for that frequency. Okay, in this case, we can come here and set 45. So we are almost there. And 120. Okay, so this is a frequency that you are usually not going to use, or better, this is a radio that usually you are not going to use, because usually the center VHF is just to remain in data, for you to have your data link communications through VHF as well, and usually you have your ATC communications using the left side and emergency and company frequencies on the right side as well. We use the right side for ATIS and weather information. So basically, as you are not going to use the VHF center, you can keep the standby frequency on your departure frequency. So if you have any doubt during your departure, you just look to your center VHF radio tuning panel, and you are going to see the frequency there. Of course, once you are talking to the tower, you can already preset this frequency on standby as well, and once you are airborne and ATC tells you to contact 120.45, you just have to swipe. If you miss, or even if you have a problem with your left VHF radio, this also gives you the option to come here and change to the departure frequency, and then you just have to use your center VHF to start transmitting and receiving on the center VHF frequency. Okay, so it's a good idea to keep your departure frequency on the standby on the center VHF, and then you use as required as a memory device to change for your departure. Of course, ATC, most of the places they repeat this frequency, some places they don't, so if they don't, you already have here, and that's how we handle the departure clearance. Okay, so you're going to request departure clearance as per local procedures. Here in Guarulhos, you can request this clearance 20 minutes before your estimate flight time, before your block off time. Okay, so let's say that you are departing at let me check what is our local time now. Is 14:47. So let's say that you are departing 15:10. At 14:50 you can already get this clearance. Okay, so 20 minutes or less before your departure time, and once you get your clearance, you make sure you have everything on your FMC. Okay, another thing, now that you got everything on your FMC, you have to think about what this FMC is going to give you. In this case, there is no many changes. Actually, there is no changes to this, but as you have this departure, you can come on the legs page and also check your initial heading, and if you want, you can already include your initial heading and also your initial altitude. You can already include your initial altitude. If there was an ATC clearance with an altitude restriction, let's say in this case flight level 80, so you will come here and you are going to select flight level 80 or 8000 in this case. Okay, so you make sure that everything that is on your clearance is matching your FMC, and everything that is on your FMC is matching your autopilot. As this is an RNAV SID, you do not have to change your navigation radius, and for the transponder I already covered that you can set your transponder, or better, you have to set your transponder from this time so you don't forget later on. And one more time, the trick about the departure frequency that is going to help you to memorize or remember the frequency after takeoff. Okay, so this was the ATC clearance procedure to be completed by both pilots as local procedure dictates. If you learned something, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and I see you on the next video. Bye bye.